Ever daydreamed about, like, having an office with a killer view? And I'm talking panoramic mountain vistas, bustling cityscapes, the kind of scenery most people only see on postcards. Well, today's deep dive, we're all about the professionals who get paid for that view. Automated cable vehicle controllers.
These are the folks who keep those cable cars, gondolas, even those futuristic funiculars you're starting to see more of. They keep them moving smoothly and safely.
And we're hitching a ride with RoleCatcher's career guides to uncover what makes these transportation wizards tick.
What I find fascinating about this field is the unique blend of technical know-how and on-the-fly decision-making. Imagine, right, you're responsible for these complex systems, making sure passengers are safe, all while enjoying those incredible views.
So it's not just about pushing buttons and soaking up the scenery.
Not at all.
RoleCatcher seems to think this career path has a pretty bright future. They're talking about a surge in demand for these systems, which means they need more of those skilled operators.
And that makes sense. Given what's happening globally, everyone's pushing for greener transportation solutions.
Right.
And the interesting thing here is those cable-driven systems, whether it's an aerial tram taking skiers up a mountain or a funicular navigating a steep city incline, they often have a smaller carbon footprint than, say, your typical bus or car. It's all about cleverly using elevation and gravity to their advantage.
So not only is it a cool job, but it also means contributing to a greener future. I like that. Now, we can't talk future without addressing the automation elephant in the room. It's everywhere these days, and transportation's no exception. But, and here's a surprise, RoleCatcher seems to think there's still plenty of room for career growth in this field, even with automation becoming more common.
It's a misconception that automation equals job terminator. It's more about a shift in the skills needed.
Okay, so instead of just operating the systems, what are we talking about?
Think more along the lines of overseeing, managing, and troubleshooting these increasingly sophisticated automated systems. It's more like humans and machines working together, a partnership, not a replacement.
So adaptability, continuous learning, that's key here.
Exactly. It's about evolving with the tech, constantly leveling up your skills in this high-tech game of transportation, new systems, new software, new safety procedures. You need to be ready for it all.
Speaking of leveling up, RoleCatcher gives us a pretty clear picture of how you can move up in this field, starting with entry-level positions all the way to overseeing multiple systems, managing teams, basically becoming the conductor of this very intricate transportation orchestra.
And that's a great analogy, because you start by assisting learning the ropes, but as you gain experience, you move into leadership and strategic decision-making.
So like a seasoned cable car maestro. But before we get ahead of ourselves and start handing out batons, let's rewind a bit and focus on those just starting their journey. For our listeners ready to throw their hat in the ring, RoleCatcher offers some valuable interview insights.
What I thought was really helpful were the sample interview questions they provided.
Oh yeah, like what?
They focus on things like passenger safety, obviously critical, but also how well you handle system glitches,
Yeah.
your understanding of those environmental regulations.
It's like getting a sneak peek behind the curtain,
Right.
right? So you can anticipate the questions and, more importantly, how to prepare for them.
Exactly. They really emphasize showcasing your commitment to both technical proficiency and responsible operation.
That's key. They're not just looking for button pushers, but individuals who understand the weight of the responsibility, especially when we're talking about literally keeping things running on cables.
Absolutely. Safety, efficiency, sustainability, it all matters.
Speaking of which, let's dive into the nitty-gritty of the job itself. When we return, we'll unpack the tasks and responsibilities tied to each stage of an automated cable vehicle controller's career, from entry level all the way to the top.
Welcome back to our exploration of automated cable vehicle controllers. Last time we kind of set the scene, talked about the career path. The demand even got a sneak peek at those interview questions.
Exactly. And we learned it's so much more than just, I don't know, enjoying the view from a high-tech control room, right?
Well, absolutely.
These professionals are the ones making sure those intricate systems run smoothly and, most importantly, passenger safety.
100%.
But now, let's actually take a ride through the career ladder itself and see what tasks and responsibilities come with each level. Let's start with those just entering this unique field.
Okay, so a good place to begin is those entry-level positions. And RoleCatcher really emphasizes the hands-on aspect, almost like an apprenticeship.
Okay, so what does a typical day look like for someone just starting out? Are we talking grease, gears, getting your hands dirty?
You might be surprised. While some mechanical know-how is always good, it's more about shadowing the experienced operators, assisting with those system operations, making sure all those blinking lights and data streams are doing what they're supposed to. Think of it as absorbing all that knowledge, learning the ins and outs from the pros.
Gotcha. So more of a supporting role, but with a really steep learning curve?
Yeah, exactly. Invaluable experience. You're seeing how these systems work in real time, learning how to handle all those different scenarios. So yeah, routine inspections, helping out with basic maintenance, even troubleshooting those little technical hiccups, all under the watchful eye of a supervisor, of course.
Okay, so it's really about getting up close and personal with the tech,
Yeah.
understanding how it all fits together,
Right.
and then that prepares you for more independent roles later on.
Exactly. Which brings us to the next step, that junior automated cable vehicle controller.
Okay, so what changes at this level? What new challenges and responsibilities can they expect?
This is where it gets exciting, because as a junior controller, you're stepping into a much more autonomous role.
Oh,
You're trusted to operate and control those cable systems independently. So you're directly responsible for their performance and the passengers they're carrying.
wow. Okay, that's a big jump. Going from assisting to actually taking the reins?
It is.
What does that shift in responsibility look like practically? What are you doing?
It's about using your knowledge and judgment to make sure those cable cars keep moving. You're the one monitoring the systems in real time, making sure you spot those potential problems before they become major issues. And of course, you're implementing the solutions, all while ensuring those passengers have a smooth and safe ride.
I bet quick thinking and problem solving is crucial because I imagine there are those like unexpected, heart-stopping moments where something doesn't go as planned.
All the time. Sudden weather changes, a minor technical glitch, even those situations that need immediate action. A junior controller needs to stay calm under pressure, assess the problem, implement the right protocols, could be coordinating with those maintenance crews, communicating with passengers, maybe even executing those emergency procedures.
So you need a cool head and the ability to make those split-second decisions.
For sure.
Wow, it's like you're not just an operator, you're a problem solver, a communicator, sometimes a quick-thinking hero making sure everyone's safe.
Exactly. Now, how about we ascend to the peak of this career mountain, that senior automated cable vehicle controller?
Ah, the big leagues. What sets this senior role apart from what we've talked about? What's a day in the life of like a seasoned cable car maestro look like?
Think of it as conducting a symphony, but instead of instruments, it's cable-driven transportation. You might be overseeing multiple systems at the same time, each with its own quirks and challenges.
Wow. So talk about a logistical and mental juggling act. What kind of skills do you need to manage that kind of complexity?
Exceptional multitasking, strategic thinking, and a very deep understanding of these complex systems. You're not just focused on the day-to-day stuff anymore. You're optimizing performance, developing procedures, and mentoring those new controllers coming up.
So it becomes less about the hands-on control and more about leadership and strategy,
Yeah,
making sure the whole operation runs smoothly.
exactly. You're thinking big picture.
Yeah.
Implementing new tech, managing budgets, and of course, collaborating with all the different departments to keep those transportation systems safe, efficient, and sustainable.
We've gone from assisting with those basic tasks to potentially shaping the future of cable-driven transport.
Right. It's amazing.
But what about the skills needed to thrive at each stage?
And we're back for the final part of our deep dive into automated cable vehicle controllers.
We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? From those different roles to the challenges they face.
We've seen the views, we've seen what they do. But now, let's talk about the skills and qualities that make a cable car controller, like, truly exceptional.
Right.
What does it take to thrive in this high-wire career?
RoleCatcher points out this really interesting mix. You need that solid technical foundation, but also what we call those soft skills, those interpersonal qualities that are important everywhere.
Okay, so let's start with the technical stuff.
Hmm.
What kind of knowledge is essential for keeping those cable cars moving smoothly?
Imagine, right? It's like a whole symphony of cables, motors, gears, those control panels, everything working together in sync.
Wow, yeah. So you need a strong understanding of mechanics, electronics, control systems, the whole package.
So it's more than just pressing buttons. It's got to be about knowing what's happening behind those buttons.
Exactly.
But what about those moments when things don't go as planned? We talked about those unexpected situations, the glitches. That's when you need that quick thinking, right?
Absolutely. It's not just about spotting the problem. It's about thinking clearly under pressure.
Right.
analyzing the situation, making those split-second decisions to keep passengers safe.
Wow. It's like the mental equivalent of being like a chess grandmaster or something.
Right. Anticipating those problems, staying calm.
And all while things are happening.
Mhm.
Okay, so we've got the technical skills, that quick problem solving. What about communication? I imagine that's got to be huge too.
It's huge. Cable car controllers, they're not just stuck in their little control rooms.
Right.
They're constantly talking to the maintenance crews, other operators, and sometimes directly with passengers, especially when things get a little hairy.
It's a team effort, right, to keep everything moving.
Exactly. And it's not just about getting the information across. It's how you do it.
Yep.
Calmly, clearly, even when things are stressful. Because that calm demeanor, that can really make a difference. It builds confidence, helps everyone stay focused.
Makes sense. So, to recap, we've got the technical know-how, problem-solving skills, clear communication. What about those soft skills we talked about? What else makes a cable car controller stand out?
I think one of the biggest ones is adaptability.
Oh,
Because the world of tech, it's always changing, and cable-driven transportation is no different. We're talking more advanced automated systems, software updates, new safety protocols popping up all the time.
so you always have to be ready to learn something new.
Exactly. It's that ability to adapt, pick up those new skills, and embrace the changes. That's what really sets you apart in this field.
You're not just operating the systems, you're kind of like helping to shape how things evolve.
Exactly. That's what makes it exciting.
And on that note, we've reached the final stop on our deep dive into the world of automated cable vehicle controllers. We've explored their crucial role in modern transportation, uncovered the skills needed to thrive, and maybe even glimpsed a few breathtaking views along the way.
It's been quite a journey, hasn't it? From understanding the mechanics to appreciating the human element,
Yeah.
that's what makes this such a fascinating field.
And as we step off this cable car of knowledge, we'll leave you with this thought. What other surprising skills or qualities could be valuable for those who literally control the cables that keep us moving? Thanks for joining us for another deep dive, and we'll catch you next time.